Welcome everybody. It's 8:38 on the clock. That's the Strength card and the Queen of Cups, the dance between the masculine and the feminine, manifestation of dreams. And the Queen of Cups can be the Mary Magdalene energy as well. This is Evelyn, and I have a couple reads for you today, the Metatron deck read as well as the 7-deck read on the table in front of you. We're going to roll the die as well, and definitely have some downloads and messages every day in my reads. So let's go ahead and get started. Take a deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you guys. I hope you had a great day, no matter where you are in the world or what time it is. And thank you all for joining me now. I so appreciate you. All right, just getting myself settled a little bit here. Let's go ahead and roll the die. Today is April Fool's Day. It is the new moon, I believe, today. And it is the 1st of April. So for the twin flames, what do the dice have for us today? Twin flames. Okay, we have Sagittarius here. Okay, so very expansive and free thinking. And then here we have Leo. Oh, so that wasn't, I'm sorry, that wasn't Sagittarius. That was Mars. So we have Mars, which is more Scorpio and Aries energy. And then here we have Leo. And then we have the number 4 over here, which is the Emperor or Aries energy again. But it's also the month of April, which is also Aries, going into Taurus energy. So Aries along with Leo, and then Mars of more Aries and Scorpio there. Feels like a lot of fixed energy coming up with Aries, which is leading the way for this year. So let's see where this goes. And of course a lot of fire energy was coming up, because even though I said Sagittarius and it wasn't Sagittarius, Sagittarius came up, Leo came up, and Aries. So a lot of fire right there. I'm going to show you the Metatron deck read first, and then we're going to get into the other read after this one. Okay, so we have the underlying energies here, the bottom of the deck here. The first card out here as I go across, 12 cards. And my phone's acting up over there. And then we have 1, 2, 3 here, and then these 3 here, which is 21 cards. And then this is extra cards down here, an addendum. So this is the read for Metatron today. Let's turn everything off, make sure nothing's going to start talking as I start this. Okay, so today is April 1st. We have the 4 is new month, so that's the Emperor energy of Aries. It's also the 4 of stability, building, structure, but also manifestation on a survival level as opposed to a dream level. We have the 1 of the Magician, and of course the 1 of the Divine Masculine, and the day adds up to 11, which is the 2 of the Divine Feminine, and justice and alignment, truth and balance. So justice in the Magician. Truth and balance, and then remember the Magician is all about manipulation of energy. So they're very different energies there. One is more of a free thinking energy, the other one very strict and more disciplined or conservative, I suppose. And so let's see here. I went to bed really late last night. I didn't even go to bed till like 2:30, so I don't even know if I was asleep before 3 o'clock. And so I kept waking up this morning, but I was so sleepy I just couldn't wake up, and I didn't get up till 11:38, which then again is the 38 of the Queen of Cups, 38/11. But there's this energy, you know, they want me sleeping. I don't know if they're doing work, but yeah, it's been a lot like that this month. The Metatron read was done at 127 to 28, which is the 1 of the Magician. 27 is the Ace of Wands. The 28 is the 2 of Wands. The underlying energy, the bottom of the deck, was the Endings card, which is 45, which has to do with not just endings, but purging. And the first card out was codependencies. So, of course, the addictions and all of those things that we're clearing regarding wounding and bringing all that stuff up. Let's see what else here. Do I have any colors here? We have white. That's the only color that came up. It's very rare that that only one color came up. So I'm just double checking. Yeah, too. And we only had air for the element here. Yep, that's it. White and air. So really purification there, especially of the air and breathing. And that's the transition card too with the 13. So breath. So ether's coming up there as well. Just really pure air, which is that ether energy. And let's get into the other stuff. So 148, I start clarifying the read. 1 is the Magician. 48 is the 8 of Cups, walking away and within. And we start out with synchronicities of food, blessings, and thanks, as the cosmos mirrors in the wake-up call and judgment, announcements, decisions, the Council of 12 and the DNA, as abundance in the universe here, with endings in the sunset, where you are then held in the 4D purge of compassion. The first card out is the family codependency, and the Knight of Swords being the key to freedom, and trickling down, collapsing all timelines, right? So if you get the initial wounding, you collapse them all, but you can tap into other levels of the wound and not collapse the whole thing, but only collapse certain timelines. So pause to heal and receive. Don't forget to do that for yourself. Communicate message in a bottle that you are. Speak up and be heard, but again, not in a triggered way, but in speaking your truth and standing up for yourself if something's not right. But again, if it doesn't work out and someone wants to start fighting with you about it, you know, that's when we need to walk away and within. So wake up call to align, listen, note, and tone. For clarity, go within on the shadow in the diamond light. So again, bringing in that purification energy of the white streaming light. The high vibe new dawn here in the valley of the phased array of the sun, the organic phased array. With all the decks cleared, again, we're getting that energy of the valley of the shadow of death, but there's no more shadow in the valley. It's a clear valley there. It's all light. And again, that's bringing up the energy that I talked about yesterday, coming from Indigo Angel, talking about 3 days of light, and that came up in my read too the other day regarding Alaska, where you have days without darkness. So it came up from me and from when I listened to her. So that was coming up regarding July. Welcome back, inspired by the Rainbow Bridge, arcing and always open on the journey from the sacral orange to the gold, GOLD, which is gold, G-O-L-D. As we cheer each other on with reflecting compassion of self-love, as above, so below. Remember, take the number 33 of Christ Unity Consciousness to the Golden Gate, or the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles, that very mothering and accomplished energy as she's gone through all the other suits, to the 99 of Infinite Compassion, from Agent 99, which is also coming up here as Need, the Goddess of War and Creation, to Get Smart, or 86ing it. 2 pillars, 2 wings, 2 flames, and the third within. The mother calling the boys home for dinner. On the ground crew, with JC here now around this Easter time at the 5D gate in Easter Folly, as the hermit takes action, running with the big birds, shadow, 9 and 36, or that 369 energy, and then the inner child of who are you? To hear and know your inner child and what they carry that's getting heavy for them, that they want to let go. Fly free and breathe the ether air in the diamond light in transition from Atlas, leaving the wounded inner child behind, that victim mentality, to be the King of Cups of unconditional love, who needs to now look up and detach from the drama by going to the Akash, or the AKA, the library, for wise review and new perspectives, to purify with the King of Swords and the pure white and innocence of conquering fears and dreams that come true. One step at a time for dreams to come true, when to fall, letting go of control. It's time for a release, to be light as a feather, which reminds me too, I found a feather in my garden yesterday, which I'll show you a picture of that. Or it could be a dying leaf. You choose. Do you want to be the light feather that looks the same as when it was alive? Or do you want to be the dying leaf that crumbles and falls? You choose. At 216, which is the High Priestess, or the 16 of the sudden event, the epiphany, or that sexual exchange, walking away and within to the void, to the Om, the AUM, and don't forget the space between the words, and the symbol for Om, which is the 30, with the arc and the diamond on top, the crown. That 30 of union, the home and union, of 1-1, or Oni-Oni, with Source, you being the sands of time, falling gently through the hourglass of time-space, of illusion. Call home often and find the keys with the aura, which is referencing organic here, to find your way to the sun, to a higher love. Set your boundaries daily of love and nature until you're naturally emanating enough light, high enough vibration, that you don't really need to anymore. As the ancestors bridge from inner child to your journey and beyond, with appreciation and healing in the energetic exchange at 221, which is the High Priestess and the world, or completion here. At 222, the underlying energies, and 222 is all about guidance and one-on-one connections. We have the Thanksgiving in the underlying energies and the synchronicities daily, as 12 and 20 of the dodeca mirrors you in the cosmic or cosmos and in the sunset of ancestors with compassion on the deck, the dock, or the plank, or the diving board was coming up here as well, with lots of options to wake up to and purge out the excess. The Knight of Swords aligning with justice, or the Knight of Swords Libra announcing results of a judgment. After nourishment from the family tree and truth of justice and balance, inspired to arc or epiphanize or leap to the golden gate of unity consciousness in the Om, the AUM and space, the void, purple moon, 0 point field. Social gathering to heal the shadow, pause to receive, go within with the diamond light to target the shadow, and then journey on to alchemize, transmute, transform, and transcend. So you notice transmute, transform, and transcend are trans, mute, form, and send. So of course I looked up the words mute, form, and send to see all the different definitions from, of course, Wiktionary as usual. And this was at 234, shut the door. And by the way, trans means trance. So of course it has to do with moving from one side to the other. But we're talking about here about using that trance state to do it, right? Because we do things in the 3D, in the outside world, we have to do it through our mind and details as opposed to going within and doing it from knowing and being one with it, the world. It's very much easier. It's like the difference between using one word or one number, where one number means, 20 words. So it's easier to understand the numbers than it is the words because there's too many details to encounter. So it's that same type of energy that's coming up here, and I'm not going to give you all the definitions because mute has a lot of definitions, and so does form. Send, not as many, but when you say transcend, it's actually C-E-N-D, which the only word that came close to that was Sendra, C-E-N-D-R-A, which would mean send without the Ra, which is ash, or bright light in Pleiadian. So that energy is literally the bright light, but without the Ra, or the ray of the sun. So the three that come together is, by trance, the beautiful swan quietly moving while purifying in secret to the other side, while shaping, creating the template or example to follow, the line not to cross. All different and yet equality for all, forming, shaping, framing, composing, and exciting or triggering to go walk or travel. And by the way, the picture of the dodeca was coming up here too. And I just accentuate this so you can see the pentagon shape here. But this is what the dodeca looks like with the diamond in the middle here. And you see the other shapes around it. And there's that energy of like the 2 on the outside with the 3rd diamond in the middle. So as we go again from transmutation to transformation to transcending, we continue at 304, which is the Empress to the Emperor, going from the masculine to the feminine, the 3D to the 5D, up and down. It also is to complain, creating a boundary or agreement of bright light with the sun god, perhaps, or dumb inherently, and a messenger of bright light, a mute swan whose inherent nature is to excite, thrill, and bestow, to cause one to travel in, you send me, into a trance state, beyond to the other side, to go silent or be silenced by others' examples or conditions, causing an infliction, a grant, or dissing someone, or a pitch or sound that travels or resonates to the other side, going within and manifesting to rise and be love, is literally what those 3 things mean. So clearing and meditating, causing travel, movement, and inspiration to journey to the sun, leaving behind the artificial to go towards the organic, the trance to remote travel, inspiring land travel towards the sun as well. And then at 3:15, which is the Ides of March, the number 3 was coming up. And by the way, 3 o'clock had come up as well. Was that yesterday? Yeah, yesterday and or today. Was that today too? It was like 3 o'clock came up, and that's the time of Jesus' death. And then 3:15 was the Ides of March, which is Julius Caesar's death. So not just Easter coming up, but also the Ides of March, where the land meets the sea, meets the sky, meets the I am. At 3:16, the door, my front door just moved like it was going to open. It was very, very windy outside. It's been like kind of like that all week, kind of crazy energy because of, I guess, the ship that they found, the other ship at the, Michael Sala was talking about that. You might want to watch his video today about the ark in Antarctica. So apparently Antarctica warmed up about 70 degrees today. And it's because there's another arc which keep warming up every area they're in. So the one at the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle, which we've always known there was something going on down there. And then in the Ukraine, where that's why Russia's in there to get the arc that's under the desert, that they never understood why it's desert there when everything else has green growth. And it's because of the heat. When they're activated, they start drying everything up. And then we know of one that Russia already has control over in the north. And then I know there's a few in South America too they talked about, but there's multiple ones around the world. So they're activating. Ever since Elena Danaan talked about the mothership coming into our field from a higher dimension, and that was around Jupiter. And that's the Confederation, I believe. That's when I was getting that the arcs were kind of like a grounding plug, like we would use grounding plugs to ground us regarding gravity. But these arcs were coming in as that grounding plug for this mothership to be able to come into our space. For me, that's what I was getting. So Mother Earth in a tower moment here, from sea to shining sea, clearing all the decks to where the sun rises, the eastern shores, and the portals here. And then I was getting again the arcs in the Bermuda Triangle. I feel like I'm connected to the Bermuda arc. So also the mirage here of what the portal looks like, you know, like an oily spot on the ground. It looks like a mirage. That same thing of the portal energy in the water, in the door of the portal. The mirage and the weeping willows here reaching out to each other across the portals. And again, I was getting the Bermuda Triangle and remoting to the freedom fighters I was literally getting. And that high vibe new dawn, as above so below, with the strong winds of change. Hear and know your inner child so that you're ready when it comes to, you know, you got to go. And then at 3:24, I heard a very faint siren in the distance, which is the 3 of the Empress or Earth, Gaia, Terra, and the 24 of the Queen of Wands, which is Omega. And then that can bring up Hydra as well. So knowing your inner child and what's most important to you. And Atlas, how much can you carry before leaping with the ancestors in energetic exchange to that other side? From the beaches and the deserts, or those sandy areas which are dry, to the lush green and fertile soils. Oh, that was the other thing that Michael Sala was talking about the arc today, was that it's you know, before the axis is shifted on the earth, you know, so long ago, where that's actually thought to be an area left over from Atlantean times, where there's actually a lot of technical advanced devices that can be used by us, but you have to have the right DNA codes to access them, which he was talking about the bodies there, which were actually starseeds who are actually us, but the starseeds in the arcs are the only ones who can access them because they're the only ones with the right DNA. It's really cool. So you should watch his video. So, from the beaches and the desert sands to the lush green and fertile soils. And then I was getting the Hermit of the Divine Feminine jogging within these two bridges, like within the portal. Because remember, you are a portal as well. Next to Jesus at the Golden Gate, as I sneezed right there at 328, which is the Empress and the 28 of the twins, right? The Earth and the twins, the choice of path, the inner children of Atlas, of Hermit and Jesus having an internal chat here. Could be internet as well. From the tree of Ol, or that old type of family, to the ancestors of the future, you are the one being called to clear the decks with diamond light and sun, to remote and travel with compassion when reflecting at the portals, arcing from you and JC and back through your inner child, back to the future. Fly high in the diamond light, grounding in the grass, and then go to the Akash for messages. Open the book of love, or any random page of anything to see what it says. Breathe, stretch your wings, ground and review. Purify your speech. Remember the form is the hare's den or their home, and that's the rabbit hole that can go on in a maze of direction. Keep it short and sweet and then hit send, or go within to transcend, to be able to send anything, to be able to understand all without trying, to know all the details. Use your wings and fly, connect, and you send me. So instead of that traditional 3D way of sending a short note, so to keep it simple for the Divine Masculine to understand, here it's saying go within, where you understand everything, and it's a no-brainer. You can say whatever you want. But again, it's you send me is that epiphany, that bliss state of you sending me. So that's all that energy of transmuting, transforming, and transcending. Let go of keeping up with all the right sides to be in the know, right? That's keeping up with the Joneses, right? Instead, use your insight to just know all you need to know. If you feel fear creeping up, it's time to go in. Let go of stress and complicated. What will be, will be. Go with the flow. When you can do something, you'll know. You'll just know. At 346, which is the Empress and the inner children that you are, which is also Gaia and the twins, why do you need to keep up with the Joneses to know what they're jonesing for? What you say or don't say. Do you really need to defend your actions or inactions to anyone? At 347, the Earth, the Empress, and the 47 of synchronicities and options and dreams coming true, heaven in your eyes. Follow your bliss in a balanced way, because balance and bliss are what create happiness, by not straying too far from the middle, the 0 point, the home. You can be home anywhere, so it's not literal as far as traveling. You can be anywhere to be home. Whatever will be, que sera, sera. The future is not ours to see. Que sera, sera, at 353, which is the Empress and the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth. So, again, check out Michael Sala's video. I think it was from today. And it was titled Ancient Space Arc and Late Vostok, which is the lake that it's underneath. Okay, so and now back to the twin flame read. And that was interesting too. As I was doing my twin flame read last night, my grandmother came through. Right, I was watching Tyler Henry a little bit, and right at the moment, I felt like I felt a presence over my piano. And right as that happened, I was getting, really cold, my cold chills. But I get connection a lot, so it's not abnormal for me. But I have my grandmother's paintings, and I looked up at this one painting where the woman's looking right at me. My grandmother was coming through. And right as that all happened, Tyler Henry is meeting with a client and says Leonard, which is my brother's name. So I was getting a connection from my grandmother about my brother yesterday, but I was also getting like to write like Tyler Henry does, when he's working. It's why I use my card, right? It distracts me and helps me connect with more flow as opposed to nervousness of the mind, right? So Tyler Henry will use his pen and just scribble while he's doing his sessions. So I think that I'm supposed to let you guys know that, because that might be helpful for some of you to be able to connect more. And it certainly helps me. I mean, that's a lot of the reason why I use cards, because I tend to be, more shy and nervous, so it helps me relax to be able to bring through the flow of energy that I need. But I did some scribbling when that happened last night, and from my first scribble, ED came out of it, the extra dimensionals. And then I got a shape that looked like a lot of different things. It looked like a handshake, which is again the handshake of coming to the South Antarctica, because all the meeting that they had before with the elites, apparently, obviously they reneged on what they promised they would do because of what's going on right now. But I'm getting a handshake from my drawing because I outlined it. It looks like a handshake. It looks like a guy with an erection, actually, and then it looks like an ear probe that you would use to take your temperature. And it also looked like my aunt and uncle. They're literally their two faces, which was very interesting to me. And then like just their profiles, just watching the extra dimensionals. So yeah, I don't know if that brings up anything for anyone. And the movie I watched last night was All Hail, which was actually a fun movie to watch. So you might want to check that out. It's cute. Okay, so, and then it was crazy windy like all week. It's really windy, sometimes it's really loud against the glass. So again, the weather, the crazy weather, we were warned about this, as I talked about yesterday in the fall, that there may be some energy being redirected back up into the ethers, but also because there's crazy stuff going on at the poles, which is warming things up and changing the weather patterns. So just so you know. And here's the read on the table. Excuse me. All right, here we have the main read from the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And here's all 7 decks in my 7-deck read. For those of you not familiar, the 7-deck read has the Romance Angels, the Transsexual Magic. We have the Rider-Waite Mini here. We have the Numerology deck back there. This is the Universal Golden Tarot. The Gilded Tarot is back there. And of course, the SIRIAN Starseed deck is the main deck, and I do Oracle cards at the end as well. Okay, so here we go with this read on the table. So I cut the deck at 10:16, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 16 of the Tower. And of course, today was for today. Today's April 1st, and it's April Fool's, but it's also the new moon. And then at 10:29, which is the Wheel and the 3 of Wands being present in the moment, E Justice came up. So again, the E of that energy, and the E Tower of the Divine Feminine as well comes up, and then Justice. And just the E came up by itself as well, or even colon E, if that means anything to you. I know somebody just had a colonoscopy. That could be as well, or some kind of exam. Sometimes somebody might be having an exam in justice as well. Maybe you're in law school. So I finished clarifying at 10:42, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the 2 of Cups. And the major arcana here were the Tower, Justice, and then before the read was Reflection of the Hermit, and the Hanging Man. After the read was the Solar Deity, or the Sun, Luna, which is the Moon. So you have the Sun and the Moon together right there, and then Alchemy, which is that higher love as well, of the angelic energy of patience and balance. We have 3 swords, 5 pentacles, 1 wand. There were no cups in the main cards. And then the court cards were the Knight of Cups. The Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles also came up in the read, as well as the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. So that's the Sovereign and the Wounded Warrior. The Page of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles came up before the read as well. We had double 6s and double 9s. That was it. So the Queen of Pentacles and that energy of 99, Agent 99, which came up with Get Smart. And also that's all about compassion, endings, completions, the Hermit and the Collective, right? Going within to connect with the universal consciousness. We have 89 of the Phi energy, expanding and contracting, or staying in the middle, reflecting instead, not going to the extremes. And then the 56 of the Two of Swords, the 3 of the Empress. We also have the 4 of the Emperor here. But also the 69 of the Ace of Pentacles, that offer of a new life for time, money, and energy. We have the 68 of the Page of Pentacles. And then also the 34 of the 8 of Wands, the 45 of the 5 of Cups, 68 and 8, that's it. Okay. So the code line was all about following your dreams and patience. And it broke up into fall, low dreams, and then pati and ents. So that's the way it was interpreted. And the code line was all about the number 599. If that means anything to anyone, you know, let me know in the comments. And it adds up to 23, so that's also the King of Wands. And 599 is also the 5 of freedom, expansion, and change, along with 99. Again, compassion, or Agent 99. And the 23 of the King of Wands. So the way the messages came across today, excuse me, and it was coming up as Simon, instead of Simon says, it was coming up as Sophia says. Sophia says, I am. And AC/DC was coming up here, but again, alternating currents or direct currents. Bridging to source, 5 to 9. The Wounded Warrior taking the high road with the King of Pentacles, with a kiss, but only half of a hug here. Sophia to exit a clip, or to wrap around to the nth degree. Free to the end, the Wounded Warrior, 309, which also can represent the 369, but the 6 is the 4D being present in the moment now, so it becomes the 0 of the present moment of the human embodiment of Source. So 309 is also a highway, it's the high road, and the King of Pentacles with kisses and hugs. So, and also the energy of being silly and insane with low dreams. And then the Patty and Ents. So perhaps the name Patty's coming up, saying Patty as well. We also have Sophia says, and that can be an essay as well, I lie in the ruins, abandoned. I throw away, establish, and rebuild. I am God, Source, at war with the Wounded Warrior, the victim mentality, the 309 or purgatory 4D highway of the King of Pentacles dance at the half moon. Sophia says, I lie dead, still, idle, and linger. I, God, Source, the Christ bridging God, at the 11th hour, as victim takes the high road to master being Christ-like and purge, to dance in the half moon, half-hearted hug, and the crazy, silly madman with low dreams, and yet mastering Lord and mountain as well, the essence of high rank. Very interesting today. Oh, something else too that they talked about, but it came up. Remember yesterday I was talking about dry ice, and when Michael Sell was talking about the liquid ball of blue plasma, I was getting the same energy of dry ice that I talked about yesterday. So that may have been what they were talking about regarding dry ice, even though the arc creates heat. And actually, there's heat that comes out from that plasma ball too. But I feel like there's ice within it. It's like there's that contrast between the hot and cold. So I guess we'll figure that out eventually. But again, Sophia says at 11:37, which is alignment and justice, and the 37 of the King of Cups. Sophia says, I lie down, and yet I build, erect, I throw, cast, and fling. I sow, I am low and flat, but I, God, I'm source at war with the wounded warrior. The human victim mentality taking the high road, the master of the purge, being like Christ, getting down off the cross at the half moon instead of expanding and contracting, reflecting instead. Silly low or small dreams, and make a small party too, the death. And it was really interesting too here. As soon as right after I wrote this, and this is before, I wrote this before this happened, talking about silly, low, or small dreams, and to make a small party too, to the death. And then right after that, in the movie, All Hail, was literally a little get-together for somebody's birthday outside right before the storm with an old man who looked like he was about to keel over. So it was exactly what I just wrote. In the movie, a birthday party for a man who's about to keel over at the full moon. But then the son-in-law pulled them in really quick out to make sure that they didn't get caught in the storm that he was forecasting. And they were like, soccer-sized ice balls coming down out of the sky. So that was pretty funny. And right after that is when my grandmother came through about my brother. And 1221. So at the underlying energy for the read here, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. Okay, so he's right here with the mini cards on top. And beneath the Knight of Swords reversed, from the bottom up, is the Page of Swords reversed, Reflection reversed, Four of Swords reversed, Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the Hanging Man reversed. All of them reversed. The Page of Swords reversed in negative self-talk or no response here, or no reflection, losing their mind or coming out, unstable to sleep or rising or awakening to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the Epiphany for the Knight of Swords reversed. And this was all starting at 1228, which is the Hanging Man and the Twin Flames. So the Page of Wands is upright here, perhaps excited about a dream, or for dreams to come true, but not sharing with the Queen of Cups, offering her time, money, and energy here, and the destiny of healing the King of Swords reversed and the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords reversed, with issues at work with new information, making him weak, and the wounded warrior reversed in surrender, getting over loss, regret, or perhaps guilt or shame. And then Leo or Sag and recovery here, with new information about an illness, or surrendering to get over it. The cowardly Leo, weak when seeing surrender and getting over oneself, with Libra healing the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the King of Swords, all reversed here, with issues at work and gaining clarity and needing strength to surrender to get past the sadness or guilt. And then I was getting too, it could be the energy too of someone who's with a couple little ones, maybe they're babysitting for, like a grandparent with the little ones, and they're babysitting and they get woken up by a phone call or message. And then, of course, it wakes up the little ones, which is then a pain to get them back to sleep again. But satisfied with self for an idea, or awakening to imprisonment or anxiety of a losing battle. Ballet and point came up here as well. Perhaps someone anxious to lose, or worried about losing, or happy to have an experience, but the fear of not getting what they're actually looking for. Retreat comes up here, and beneath that was trust. At 110, which is the 1 of the Magician, the 10 of the Wheel, as the Page of Pentacles is hurting themselves to try to be perfect, but uncomfortable in the avoid dance, dumping emotional attachments, or dumping multiple loads, or not sharing the inequity of codependency or sadness, and the Page of Cups unable to express their feelings about this. No more apples, or perhaps they were left out too long, after no longer confused about possible poisoning, and the Page of Cups unable to express how they feel about this, and I'm losing my voice. And this could be kids who have been leaving food out, or perhaps, how kids are. They found they did something wrong and then they hide it before someone finds out instead of correcting the problem. So let's say someone left something out of the fridge all night, and then they realized that when they got up in the morning, so they put it back in the fridge right away, and then someone gets sick because they ate it or drank what they put back in the fridge. It's getting that kind of energy here. No more apples or left out too long, after no longer confused about possible poisoning with the Page of Cups and able to express how they felt about this. And this is bringing back something that really bothered me at the time. This is many years ago. Well, two things. One of them was was a report when my son was about 12 years old. And there's a report of two things, of a mother who died, who was murdered, and her 2 or 3-year-old was found laying on top of her. The child was alive, but just the sadness of that, just that crushed me. The other thing was, I don't know if you remember this story about the 12-year-old boy who's convicted for accidentally killing his best friend. That's weird. It's 9/18. It's my birthday on the clock. The story was about a 12-year-old boy and their moms were best friends, and so they spent a lot of time together. But she was the daughter of the friend was young, quite a few years younger than he was. But he was babysitting for her, and what actually happened, he didn't tell because he was afraid to get in trouble because he was doing something he was told not to do. So instead, he told the police that he was swinging her around and whacked her on the pole of the steps, and he ended up going to prison. For years. I don't know how many years he had to go to prison for. And this is someone he loved, and it just crushed me. How could you put this is a sweet boy. This isn't a boy with a history or anything. They put a 12-year-old, they tried him as an adult. He viciously tried to hurt this little girl. And what he had actually done was he was told not to jump down the steps, right? Because he used to run down the hallway and then jump down the steps, and he did that, and he landed on her on the bottom step. So obviously he didn't mean to do it. It just, I don't know why I had to bring that story up, but it was coming up here. And that just killed me because my son was at the same age. And I knew that 12-year-old, you can't hold that 12-year-old responsible for something like that. I just can't imagine putting a 12-year-old in an adult prison. I think that's the most unbelievably cruel thing you can do to anybody. It's hard enough for an adult to go to an adult prison. How could you put a 12-year-old in an adult prison? It doesn't make sense to me. But it's also coming up as I just lost it. There's something else. But anyway, let me know in the comments if there's something that related to you regarding that message. So again, this is relating to children who do things. They make mistakes and then they hide them because they're afraid to get in trouble. So they'd rather lie than tell the truth so that they won't get in trouble. And yet by lying, this one child went to prison for life just because of a simple lie, which that's natural for children to do because they don't want to get in trouble. Because they know that, they knew that they did something wrong because they were told not to do that before. Again, the read here is about perhaps somebody was drinking and fell asleep. And left the food and the candles on, and they might have burnt something down. But also could just be food left out. And the turtle not fast enough to get there to save something in time. There's something about the turtle not being fast enough to fix things. And then we have adventure of 55, which is the truth, right? The adventure of the truth. And then domestic harmony, which is coming up as more significant here, of being post-war or just dead tired, and how to find domestic harmony within. The 46 of the inner children and the truth. And making sure children always feel safe enough to always speak the truth. The heartbreak, the jealousy, unhappy after death or before death, under the radar or feeling of failure. The Two of Cups connection and the truth for the Emperor or Father, wanting to write about the connection. Perhaps the Emperor upright and the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue to get over the loss of the Page of Cups, unable to express themselves. With an adventure here in the truth, really delving into the truth with a child at 146. Again, the magician and the child, the children, the inner children. So again, this is, how are you raised? Would you have been brave enough to tell your parents the truth if you did something they told you not to do, right? Because some of our parents would have hit us if we told them the truth, right? So would you have been able to tell the truth? The Chariot Cancer here, waiting and unaware. that they're trying to get them to find a way out. Announcing or pending final judgment. And then sunshine and exposure, where the worst is now over, with the Queen of Wands upright and the Empress upright, and the inequity offered for a new life. To the Two of Cups with the Emperor, or siblings or a blended family here, and the Emperor upright may be receiving overwhelm or in needing love from the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Cups upright. And that was at 2 o'clock with a lot of zero energy, source energy backing up the 2 of the High Priestess or the Divine Feminine. In the recent past here is the 5 of Pentacles, the Hermit in the Mary Magdalene cave perhaps, the Queen of Wands upright with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, coming clean to or about the temptation of the devil, codependencies, addictions, or the Capricorn, and the Queen of Swords reversed with the 10 of Cups family, but it's upright, with the Magician Master, lost their independence and coming together, overworking the world complete, even though they're outsiders. So it's like two people coming together. So even if they are exiled, it doesn't matter because they have each other. It's kind of like the lovers out in the cold together. So Capricorn, Gemini, and Virgo all upright right here. And the foundation is the Page of Pentacles, partnering perhaps with the Empress in bliss. And again, there's that energy of a mother who's in love with an underage child, or perhaps someone who's just really young. I mean, they could be 21, but she could be 50, you know. So there's this really unusual relationship, you know, like the stories you hear about the teacher who falls in love with her student. That's the kind of energy that's coming up. So the Page of Pentacles partnering with the Empress upright in bliss. And again, this could be a mother and child or grandmother and child. And then the Knight of Wands reverse player falling short with no affection and resisting sudden changes or after a sudden event or epiphany here. The central energy being the 9 of Pentacles reversed, which has to do with powerlessness or dependency, an energetic exchange or home without guidance and weak in trying to free oneself at 222. Again, the needing of guidance counseling here. The challenge being the 9 of Wands reversed and the wounded warrior surrendering. Unforgettable comes up here too, as my Nat showed up. Unforgettable, and there's 224 of the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess there. An energetic exchange and challenged by the 9 of Wands reversed, surrendering after falling out with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the injustice of the truth presented to the Knight of Pentacles, who's offering help to the King of Cups, grounding, integrating King of Cups with the Page of Cups, holding on, feeling abandoned or left behind. So just give me 1 second. I have to see where I have to catch up here. All right. So at 4:34 here, because I finished it today, the 4 is the Emperor, and then the 34 of the energetic exchange, the 8 of Wands. That energy in the middle of this read of being powerless, dependent, or perhaps loss of independence, power, and money. The challenge being the wounded warrior surrendering to the Queen of Pentacles reversed after a falling out with them or from a negative past. After the Emperor's holding their tongue with the Page of Pentacles upright and the Sovereign, perhaps an older sibling, reversed, perhaps feeling exiled. And again, this could be the jealousy between siblings as well, where one is the golden child and can do no wrong, and the other one feels always left behind. And perhaps they have some codependencies or addictions because of that. And the challenge being here, having to surrender to the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and the injustice of the truth, or unfair truth, or the crown being served via the Knight of Pentacles, loyal, humble servant, to the King of Cups, who was unaware, or perhaps is just deep in thought at least about it. And then the Sovereign reversed, an energetic exchange at home. And the Sovereign reversed is the same thing as a dependent. An energetic exchange at home, in union spiritually and needing courage to take the leap to be free. Where the Sovereign reversed or dependent, or this could be making a big purchase or spending too much money as well. This person could be a Magician or Virgo, or with Queen of Swords reversed Gemini, as the Queen of Wands, big spender, or dysfunctional family coming clean about temptation or addictions to the Queen of Swords reversed, with a happy family with the Magician, or manifesting with dependent and having fun at work together. Even though they're not rich, they're emotionally happy, and traveling even when out in the cold together. or just noticing how unusually cold it is this week, and shivering outside and warming self up, where the worst is over and moving to peace in a bold move, or the Chariot, or car, or traveling and splitting of the bulls, with a big offer to the Knight of Swords reversed, to silence them perhaps. This could be perhaps paying someone off to shut up. About the King of Wands reverse's affections, or lack thereof, and healing, starring, or dreaming, of angels, or demons, or both, or with Aquarius, Sag, and Capricorn all upright here, of dreams coming true with the angel and the devil, or patience, or again that can be the energy of the angel and devil on either shoulder, and the codependency and emotional fulfillment of ending conflict in a breakup with lover or Gemini reversed. At 449, which is the Emperor and the Nine of Cups of getting your wish or self-satisfaction, in the now moment is the Six of Pentacles reversed, the inequity. That could be debt or not sharing, of the world, the divine feminine, Pisces, frustrations, and lack of growth or creative blocks. With the Ten of Cups, happy family, or is it that sham fam where they look happy but they're not? The Sovereign is reversed here, or dependent spending, and the King of Cups is here as a party of one, having a little party in his own head. In another world, with the Emperor upright, or the King of Cups with Pisces in his chart, an emotionally stable family, but there's inequity or debt or lack of sharing here, or a scam perhaps. With the Empress and the Page of Swords reversed, or her own negative self-talk, or spying and lying or rumors, and uncomfortable with her emotions and her feelings, and perhaps she was taught to keep all those problems to herself and not express emotions or feelings. Perhaps with the King of Pentacles reversed and the Emperor upright and the King of Wands reversed, which can be here the Emperor and there can be two Empresses in this read. The one here is more the power couple of the more kind of Empress who uses her sexuality to control other people, is with the Emperor. There's another Empress in this read too, is like a normal grandmother type of energy. So here it could be the Emperor and the Empress with their two sons, the King of Pentacles reversed and the King of Wands reversed, or they could be people who work with them or work for them. Really, any kind of relationship, but the Emperor and the Empress are together there. Or the Empress with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands reversed, and the King of Pentacles reversed is self-satisfied or being arrogant here because he's reversed. With the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, and that could be him defending himself because he's the King of Pentacles. That's the match to the Ten of Pentacles family, but they're both reversed. So why is there dysfunction and spending here, or loss around time, money, and effort? And perhaps he's getting blamed there, but perhaps the King of Pentacles reversed never pulls his weight, okay? And then we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed here, maybe giving a choice or an ultimatum to the King of Wands reversed about standing up to the younger ones or the children, the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups who's reversed. Perhaps things aren't working out with them with a love partnership. And this could be, there could be ants, maybe someone like at work, they have a kitchen area where they're getting a lot of ants because people have been leaving food out, so they're not going to have that privilege anymore. Or it's because these young people or kids of the business owners are coming in working there and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So this is being, the King of Wands reverse being given an ultimatum by the family, business, or community here about getting those younger energies under control. The Page of Wands is upright and inspired, but the Knight of Cups is reversed, and perhaps schmoozing and not being authentic here, or perhaps jealous and feeling rejected. But things are just not working out with a love partnership or new information and clarity and moving to calmer waters after being dumped or overwhelmed with the Emperor and the Four of Swords. Perhaps pushed to their emotional limit and destined to third party through work, or destined to have issues at work if they continue in this current partnership. With jealous younger brother or partner, it could be as well, or jealousy around the Page of Wands being the child star or the golden one, the angel and the devil dynamic here, or Aquarius, Sag, and Capricorn upright, where Capricorn here is targeted. And then at 502, which is the Hierophant and the Two of the High Priestess, the King of Wands is reversed with no love loss here between them, and Libra finding peace away from their partners who always dump everything on them. It looks like a family where the Empress upright and the Emperor are not good with small talk or emotions, and the King of Pentacles reversed and the King of Wands reversed are being governed by that Ten of Pentacles reversed family and what's best for the child star here, who perhaps makes all the money for them. And soon here is the Three of Swords reversed, and the King of Cups upright, the Page of Cups upright, and grounding and integrating. This also could be a child who's actually a child, and they're putting all their eggs in their basket to be the money maker in the future to take care of them. Offering love and being ignored here. So the King of Cups and the Page of Cups, where one or the other, one is offering love and the other one's ignoring that offer, or perhaps just a child not calling their parent back and then, wondering what's up. Or the Page of Cups offer of love or message via a wake-up call or announcement, healing and forgiveness or calling to apologize, to the Six of Cups reversed falling out within the Ten of Pentacles reversed family, business, or community. And the wounded warrior surrendering to get over the loss, regret, or guilt, and implement a plan to stand up for themselves and be free to come and go with this Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community as they please, as opposed to being like in a prison and have to do everything according to getting permission from somebody else. Or the Page of Cups is the King of Cups' favorite, while the Knight of Pentacles is trying to get their attention through humble work and truth. But the Page of Cups is loving with healing, or with a calling to heal the past, or past life or childhood issues, or surrendering to the past when it returns to be settled. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Eight of Swords hiding in the woods, the patient angels losing their minds or coming out, with Sag upright and Virgo reversed, and the Page of Pentacles with an opportunity or an invitation, or a good student or intern or researcher with an offer to manifest something new, or dumping a load, their burdens, or all their responsibilities, or confessing their heart to heal and apologize, forgive, in a bold move, with the High Priestess and kids, or Cancer, Pisces, and Leo doing a jig, or performance, or pretending to cover up the Hermit reversed mental issues, or isolation and covering for them, or a parent with dementia with angel companion at their side, with an opportunity to drop all responsibilities and heal for a change, or taking the show on the road, the warrior and the High Priestess, or Cancer and Pisces on vacation together, perhaps going to a conference or going to see a show, or juggling both, and over-isolating, but also traveling and fun with kids, balancing the daily at 518, the Hierophant, or change, freedom, and expansion, along with the 18 of the moon, as we're in the new moon energies here, with Sag upright and Cancer upright, Pisces upright, Leo upright, but Virgo reversed right here. And it is safe for you to love and true love, but also here is to release your ex. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Tower reversed, resisting sudden changes or after sudden events, epiphanies, or imprisonment, a purge, or sleepless nights, or stressed out over the Queen of Pentacles reversed, dumping emotional attachments or multiple loads, with the King of Swords reversed, dumping in turn on the Knight of Swords reversed over or on the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Or the King of Swords reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed are both dumping a big load on the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or pushed to the emotional limit, or pushing their buttons, perhaps in a revenge move here. Or a breakup in a big fight over suffering of the Queen of Pentacles reversed and Scorpio reversed here. And the block being the King of Pentacles reversed, ungrounded, or just lost time, money, and effort, or is arrogant and all about the money, and implementing deception as a present to themselves, or implementing at the new moon as the gift of the present moment, in a positive sense. So at 525 is the Hierophant and the 25 of the Knight of Wands. And following your dreams, patience, and above all here is love. With Capricorn castrated, trying to mark their territory, or the devil at a naked rave, at home, or a party at home where they can't help themselves but imagine everyone there naked, and that'd be really inappropriate, right, if they're your kids' party. Or trying to get everyone out of your house and mark your territory, that they have to stop taking over your territory. And the injustice of being home in a breakup or dumping a load with the devil, in energetic exchange with the angel and the devil, rising above their differences to be happy and emotionally fulfilled, and ending the conflict with the ex, breaking up, or with Gemini reversed, and the injustice of awakening to energetic exchange or the arrows of love, and finding fulfillment and peace with third party through work, but seen as socially as the Page of Pentacles reversed, perhaps only after the money. We have the Three of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Cups upright right here. The Three of Pentacles reversed, though, seems destined and peaceful, but the Three of Cups upright seems to be causing loss of income and addiction with no peace, because that could be partying. And the injustice exposed on the journey of leading the way, perhaps at the moon, alchemizing and transmuting and transforming and transcending and wishing upon a star, instead getting back on the horse with good news, ready to lead and be successful. The Page of Swords is reversed and uncomfortable, with the Hermit reversed there, unable to sleep in the same room together with them, and that could be perhaps having grandparents over for the holidays and the child not liking to share their room with them. So that's that kind of energy. Or they keep waking them up, or the Queen of Pentacles reversed is wide awake with the Knight of Swords reversed, or both kids or pets are keeping the adults up, or a negative thought is kept to themselves about the Hermit reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who these kids have to share a room with, or not sleeping with each other, or Virgo reversed and Capricorn reversed siblings who are not on the same page. The Queen of Pentacles reversed can't sleep with negative thoughts, or verbal abuse, or holding their tongue, or didn't return a message or delayed getting back, as the Knight of Swords reversed is getting over the Page of Pentacles as anxiety or imprisonment after a sudden event or avoiding a change. And the Hermit in exile with the Emperor, or two who are uncomfortable discussing emotions, with the Emperor, who obviously doesn't care about emotions, who may be standing right there over them, so they can't do anything without them watching them. And that's at 543, 543, jump. The 5 of change and the 43 of coming together. And then the Sovereign reversed or dependent, but along with the Page of Pentacles, who could be two siblings, and then challenged by the wounded warrior's surrender to heal heartbreak and separation, with the King of Pentacles reversed, in debt perhaps, or the inequity or unfairness of not sharing, and unjust that he's now on vacation or with the kids getting attention, while deceiving patience, grounding, integrating, being ignored, or up early to act like the angel that they all wish for, the successful leader of all the attention, yet is that really who they are? At 549, the Hierophant and the Nine of Cups, which can be arrogance as well. The Queen of Pentacles reversed is awake to the Knight of Swords reversed, who may be out in the cold or skiing with the Emperor. Perhaps there's separation or jealousy or failure or attention-seeking behavior here, with partners with the truth for the Emperor, or with new partner who's now backing them up. And this could be in a divorce too, where now one partner's seeing somebody else. So the Knight of Swords reversed and the Page of Swords reversed. Perhaps two siblings here, with the Hermit reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed between them. And again, they could be visiting at the house and they don't like sharing their rooms with them. Or in exile or left behind as the Page of Pentacles upright and the Sovereign reversed as siblings perhaps, and challenged by the wounded warrior surrendering to inequity or debt, or not sharing the injustice, or not sharing with Libra reversed, and hiding or imprisoned with twin flames healing hearts, separating, and after a sudden event, epiphany or sexual exchange, with the King of Pentacles reversed or Scorpio reversed, and the King of Pentacles reversed injustice of not sharing, fully exposed success, good news, journey, or vacation at the new moon, or in a deception, with patient angel or higher love, on an island unto themselves, wishing upon a star, with Scorpio, Libra, and Cancer reversed, and Leo and Sag upright here. The Sovereign may be giving their power away as the main energy in this read to injustice. The Queen of Wands and the Empress serving the Emperor via the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Cups upright. Or the Empress and the Queen of Wands are offering to partner with the Emperor, while the Emperor received a breakup from the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Cups upright. Or after breaking, perhaps siblings or sister wants to partner up, or no love loss here between two sets of in-laws. With the Queen of Wands upright and the Ten of Pentacles reversed together, and the Queen of Swords reversed with the Ten of Cups upright family here. Perhaps the King of Cups remarried to a much younger woman, perhaps their child's age, so the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands upright, Queen of Swords is reversed, they don't get along. And just in general, this read, the air signs are not doing well in this read. None of the air sign court cards were upright. They were all reversed. The Emperor and the Empresses were upright, in control and being like in their power. And they don't have to be a couple. They can be a couple, but they can be siblings too. Or, you know, business partners. Perhaps partnering up to be the power couple, or joining to fight the Queen of Swords reversed and the King of Cups. The King of Cups and the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups are good, but the Knight of Cups is jealous or feeling rejected. And the Queen of Wands and Page of Wands are together, but the King of Wands and Knight of Wands are both reversed. And the King and Queen of Pentacles are both reversed. But the kids, Knight of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles, are both upright. The Knight of Pentacles may be with the Queen of Pentacles reversed or siding with the mother, and the Page of Pentacles is actually staying with the grandmother or perhaps a friend, the Knight of Wands reversed. There could be two Empresses here, like I said, the power couple one and then the regular grandmother with the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands reversed. And perhaps the Queen of Wands and the Empress are partnering with the Emperor sibling, but not the Queen of Swords reversed with the King of Cups sibling perhaps. Or the Queen of Wands and the Empress may be offering something but no bites. And that was at 614, the Lovers and the higher love of the Temperance card. The King and Queen of Pentacles may be breaking up. The Pentacles family looks like there's the most action going on here, but the swords were all reversed as well. But it was more obvious that it was about the Pentacles family here. The King and Queen breaking up with the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles fine, but the Sovereign is reversed. So that could be a third older child. Or just being single again, that could be for a parent as well. Or the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Sovereign reversed may be sisters, just showing that one is older and one is younger, with injustice overall here in this read. Okay, so there's your message. So where are we? Yeah, let's just do a couple quick cards here. From the energy deck, let's see what comes up for you guys. What's the takeaway from this read? What is the takeaway from this read today? So again, the dice were Leo, the number 4 of survival, of injustice. So remember, if there's something unjust, remember the universe naturally corrects everything. The universe and energy have to balance. So no matter what you do, your injustice will get corrected. You may never see it, right? And it may be a long time from now, but it has to go through all the other energies of the universe in order to come back around. But it always, you have to, it's about having that faith and trust, knowing that the universe has your back. And if you just allow it to correct everything, everything will go in your best interest. As long as you're, you know, playing with your own truth. And even if your own truth isn't like someone most people like, it doesn't matter as long as it's your truth. If you're being your authentic self, that's what the universe respects. So let's go ahead and see what this takeaway is today. We have Mars, which is aggression of the masculine, along with Leo, which is the inner child. So the aggression of the fire child, along with survival energies of injustice, right? And wanting to get revenge and get back at people. It's not fair. So again, getting triggered by those things. And that's a measure of where you are on your journey. So if you're still getting triggered by a lot of things, it's still that work of needing to clear those wounds. So, those just went flying, but there's this one section of cards that came out that want to be seen. And that is the Temple Path, which is the 12 of wisdom and seeing a new perspective. The 7th chakra, which is the crown, and this is also the 41 of the Ace of Cups, self-love, spiritual love, and new love, of crowning achievements, taking the Temple Path with love. So here's wisdom and love. And then the 17 of dreams coming true, of polarities coming together and then taking action as they merge together. And then there's the sun of the 1 of the magician embodiment. So this is literally the energy of staying on path, being wise, seeing new perspectives, wisdom and love. It's all about the crown and keeping your crown open. And it's not about prizes, it's about what makes you happy here and balanced, right? That bliss of balance, of your dreams coming true by merging the two polarities together and having your time in the sun and fun. And then this card was just reversed. So what is this one? There you go, balance, the need for balance on the journey. The bottom of the deck is the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So the 40 of innocence, of purity, of innocence, and that was coming up, the white light. The storm warning already came. That was that windiness that we've been getting all week, which is a turn for the better. It's clearing stuff out for us. And then the innocence coming in here of that pure connection by really focusing on that pure white light and just that of purifying things. All right, let's see, from the journey of love. So we have the 6th and 7th chakras that just came up right there. Really using your third eye and opening up your crown. And not getting triggered by injustices, right? Rising above that, seeing beyond that to what's real. What do you feel? Go within if you're not sure. Right? If you're not sure, never make a decision based on that. That's the time to either sleep on it or meditate and to go to a different place, right? Because if you're feeling confused, that is fear. So you need to get back to balance again. So let's see what the journey of love has for us today. There we go. The sweet soul rising. There's that purification again of innocence. And also the 20 of the wake-up call of judgment, but sweet judgment, right? Being kind in the wake-up call. That's not supposed to be judgmental. It's helping you to wake up to see the illusions and see what life is supposed to be like, the true bliss of it. And there's the example of, again, this is supposed to be Paul and Linda McCartney walking inside their record within the cyclone and being able to maintain everything, right? Because when you live that kind of life and you've had to deal with the fans and all that kind of stuff your whole life, you know, nothing can touch you. You've seen everything. And it's like getting to that point where you're untouchable, basically. Because nothing can surprise you, you know. It's like, it's all good. And then there's the void, finding the void, finding that space of innocence again. The sweet soul rising of the 20, which is the wake-up call. The wake-up call to be your inner child again and to just dance together hand in hand in music and bliss. And that 40 of the void, of going within, the purple moon. Well, thank you, Linda. And then we have the power couple, the woman of light and the man of simplicity. I was getting, this little piggy went to market and this little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef and this one had none. And this one ran all the way home. So then that's the get your wish, being self-satisfied for the feminine. And the masculine is just happy, you know, with things very simple. And then the blood dance between them, the 42 of the 2 of Cups, of coming together, of letting them each be their own person, and yet finding happiness with each other, and acceptance of the truth. That it's all an illusion, and this is really what's real, is the fairy tale. As we go through the Easter Christ flame. Something in the way she moves, it affects me like no other. All right, so it's really about the love story between Jesus and Mary Magdalene. It's not, and this is giving me the energy too of, you know how the painting and their faces fit together in the Last Supper. It's that same type of energy coming together, that their faces just, you know, they kind of fit together like that. It's about the love story. It's not about the torturing and the killing. It's about the love story. the Christ flame of the chaos of what life is, and rising above that chaos to be in your knowing and faith, the feminine within you that calms you and soothes you and anoints your feet when it's been a hard day out there, right? Someone to come home to who understands, and it doesn't matter because all is right with the world when they're there. The 61 of the taking a risk for one to love themselves. And these are harsh numbers, you know, this is chaos, and this is that liar, cheater, thief card. It's being able to have gone through all of those things. The wounded warrior having gone through war and killing and all that kind of stuff, and the feminine gone through taking a risk and being the whore, right? For Mary Magdalene, being seen as a whore. And still rising above, getting through all that stuff and being able to then come together and show others what true love is. And this is the message for Easter this year. And these three cards were coming up as well. Self-initiation, don't forget to initiate yourself, because if you don't, the universe will kick your butt. There's that 12 of seeing the perspectives, right? Going through the cyclone, like that picture of Linda and Paul McCartney. Allowing yourself to just feel it all. Feel the chaos of the crash of the masculine and feminine coming together, the breaking of the King of Pentacles. And that can be the man as well, right? The money man, the tax man, the breaking of the traditional society and letting it break. And there's the feminine bending back as far as she can, like bending back farther than she ever has before, to allow the crash to receive it all. The heart fire of the rose blossoming with the Christ unity consciousness within, the magician embodiment of that third flame within. As we talk about Easter this year. Okay, 1 second here. Something in the way she moves. Okay, the bottom of the deck here is the man of the earth, woman of the sky, the 48 of walking away within when needed. And here again is that energy of all the women laying their hair on the line for their men, right? Because that's their show of powers, their hair, their connection to the other side. And seeing the yellow glowing light at the end of the tunnel instead of that bright white light. Seeing the glow of the Christ consciousness, the 48 of walking away and within. And there's the purification of the 4 moons going into June here, of the moon, and then that's Cancer, right? Because we go into the end of June into July is Cancer energy. And the purple moon of 0 point. Okay, the sun and the moon of the masculine and the feminine. The purification of the Christ light. Very beautiful. Okay, so what was the first card out there? Okay, the first card was Sweet Soul Rising. Okay, let's see what that says. Number 20. Okay, Sweet Soul Rising says you may feel lost in your own thoughts and feelings. This is the sweetness of surrender into another world. It's a time to dream, to wonder, not to be clear and sharp right at this precise moment. If you have a clear plan, let it become soft and feel your heart open to allowing. Allow whatever may be. We might believe that it is through tough action and dynamic assertiveness that we make our way through the world. Yet sometimes the sweetness of the soul rises, and instead we can flow gently with the currents of the cosmic ocean, unsure of where we're headed, but safe in the truth that all waters naturally return to the ocean, where they are all wanting to go eventually anyway. You can use your own efforts to swim to your destination, against the current at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul, as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. So again, here's that faith of trusting the universe, that it knows best on how to get you to your destination. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not the time to assert your will and try to make things happen, no matter how much you may want to or believe that you should. There's something bigger happening, and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to a far larger plan, and that includes your well-being too, beloved. Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations about how that bigger plan will be achieved, and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place even without us striving to make it so. And this is one of those times. And the poem reads, with innocence I share my heart, a smile expressing with a tear, sweet words and feelings that impart everything that I hold dear. The promise of a blossom high, the air is bathed in fragrant scent. To reach the sun you have to fly, desire wells with love that's meant. To wait for heaven's soft embrace, a fruit so firm and succulent, God's promise must remain so chaste, while passion's glow is slowly spent. Such patience born with time's insight, my soul doth burn in embers light, and savours fresh and moist and ripe, the gift of love, when it is right. Okay, I want to invite you to drink your water as usual, and get your rest, your joy, and your nature, and just go with your instincts, right? You may think you have to go out and do errands today, and today I thought I was going to, and then I didn't. Go with your instincts. And just breathe. And rise and be loved, you guys. I'll see you soon. Have an amazing day.